Hello guys, Lit here. So this is a Strongbox farm, and this is a high budget farm, so we're going to play with containment. But I also add Horn of Awakening because the chisel price is still really good. And Horn of Awakening generally pretty good return, depending on the price of the chisel of course. But so far it's been a great additions. Also Horn of Awakening going to benefit from Mirage map, which is the map that we're going to run. And this is a primarily a scarab farms. And there's a two way you can farm scarabs. The first one is you can pick every scarabs, and then you can either 3 to 1 the cheap scarabs, or you can sell them bulk, or you can only pick up the scarab that have a good price. And I'm going for the latter, so the map time going to be a lot faster compared to if you pick all the scarabs. Both of them is fine. It's just a matter of preference. For me, I just don't want to click that much, and I don't want to be too long inside the maps. Now let's go through all the setup, and the first one is the maps. The maps I'm using is a Mirage map. I'm looking for at least 80% quant, around 30% pack size, and then I'm using Scarab Chisel. This is not mandatory. It does give a decent amount of scarabs, but the main reason why I'm using this chisel is because it's cheap. At the moment when I make this video, when I do the test, this scarab chisel is only worth like 20C, so why not putting it in? And for the map layout, you can choose any map that you want. I'm running it on Dune because it's a simple layout, open layout, and it's not too big, so it doesn't take too long, but you can choose any map that you want. And for the scarabs, I'm using Arbor Scarab of Containment. This is going to make every single monster inside the maps become a strong boxes, so you have a lot of strong boxes. And then I'm using Arbor Scarab of Hidden Compartment. This is going to give you 15% chance for the strong boxes to be opened up again. And then I'm using Arbor Scarab Potency. This is going to increase the effect of acquisition modifier on your strong boxes. And next, I'm using Ambush Scarabs. It is going to give 4 additional strong boxes. You can also use Ambush Scarab Discernment. Discernment doesn't give you more operative strong boxes, which is where you get majority of your scarabs, but it still does give you Arcanist and Diviner. And Arcanist Diviner is still a pretty good value boxes to have, so you definitely can change the Ambush Scarabs into Ambush Scarab of Discernment if you want to. And for the last one, I'm using Horn Scarab Awakening. This is going to give you Invitation Bosses. If you kill them, you get Maven Chisel. If you don't want to run Awakening, you can use another Ambush Scarabs. As for the passive tree, this is the passive tree that I'm using. It's just a lot of Scarabs node and all the effect modifier, and also quantity wheel on the middle. And then I'm not taking any altar modes, and this is because you don't get a lot of altars when you're doing with containment, but you still clicking the altars whenever you do the maps because you still can get Screaming Invitations. I just don't think that it's worth any passive point on this because you just don't get that many altars when you're using containment. And for the Scarab itself, I'm basically blocking most of them. The only one that I'm not blocking is Harvest, and some of you probably going to ask like why you blocking the Ultimatum. Number 1 ultimatum is 1 in 5, so there's 5 ultimatum scarabs, 4 of them is cheap, 1 of them is good, which is catalyzing, and the price keep going down. So I don't think it's worth to do the ultimatums, so I just blocking it. The same go for Breach. Breach instability is pretty good, but the cascade price is already going down, so I don't think it's worth taking Breach. So I decided to also block Breach. As for the Harvest have 3 scarabs, 2 of them is pretty good, doubling is decent price. Cornucopia is still have like a pretty good price, but 2 out of 3 Harvest Scarab is still have a good price. And on the Scarab node over here, I'm taking Ambush Scarab because containment is still very expensive, and this gives you a lot of containment. And for the Divination Scarabs, the main reason for this is because a lot of people jump into the Divination card farming, so Pilfering is very expensive, Plenty is a good price, and Cloister still around 2 or 3C each. And you get a lot of them. So Divination Scarab node here is really good. And this one I use Cartographic Scarabs. This is mainly to target Risk, because Risk Scarab is also pretty expensive. There is 4 Cartographic Scarabs, 3 of them is bad, 1 of them is good. And based on my testing, you seems to get a lot of Risk for some reason. I don't know if this is luck or something else, but whenever you get Risk, you usually not only get 1, you get like 2, 3, something more. But so this end up giving you quite a lot of trade scarabs, and this end up giving you a lot of currency because of that. So that's the reason why I'm taking category scarabs. And also I'm adding Heist because Heist is still very good, especially when you run Mirage map, which is the map that we run. The blueprint that have enchantment, always experimental item, and always currency and scrap, both of them is still pretty expensive. So I think heist is still worth the point. So that's basically the passive tree, and I'm running 50 maps, and this is the result. So we are profit 190.45, which is quite a lot. And average map time for me is 5 to 6 minutes, so I'm putting here 6 minutes, and the define per hour is 38.8. Which is I think the highest so far that I'm testing, and the define per map is almost 4 define per maps. So the return is really good, but it does require quite a lot of investments because containment is pretty expensive. Horn of Awakening is also pretty expensive. Mirage map is a decent price, like 70 to 80 C is still a decent amount of currency. So the investment is high, but the return is also really good. And you can see over here, Maven Chisel contribute a lot, especially the divinations, because everyone is jumping into the different farmings. The uprise is still pretty good amount of currency, so Horn of Awakening, just one scrap slot is still give really good returns, especially if you're doing Mirage maps, because you get to fight the Fear Invitations twice. And scraps obviously going to be the big chunks of the profit. Like containment, we got 38 containment, which is quite a lot. Like this is 15 maps, you only need to buy another 12 maps if you want to continue. So even if the containment scarab's price goes up, the effect won't be that bad for these farms. And categorical of risk, like I said, you get quite a lot of them, so this end up being a really good amount of currency. And then pilfering, we get 40 of them, so this is also a really good amount of currency. And the sad part is Bloodline. I only get 7 of them. I think in my last 20 maps, it's pretty dry, so that's probably why. I got 24 Awakening. You basically make back half of your Awakening, so it's pretty good, I think. And Heist is still contribute a decent amount of currency. It's not too big, but it's still a decent amount of them. And Heist doesn't really add any time on your maps, so I still like to add Heist whenever I do Mirage maps. It's a good value, in my opinion. So I think this is a pretty good strat, almost self-sustaining, almost. Considering the meta right now, you can easily push above 40 div per hour if you're fast enough. So if you have the currency to make the investments, I think this is a very good strat. So I think that's it from me. As usual, if you guys have any questions, just leave it in the comment below. I will try my best to answer it. And thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one.